Hey everybody, this is Chris at Zenark Reptiles. Thank you for joining me once again. If you guys don't know, I live in Washington State and it's been kind of crazy here with all the coronavirus going on. We're kind of on lockdown right now. They actually ruled today that you can't have more than 250 people in one area. A lot of the schools are shutting down. I think actually they shut my kids' schools down. A lot of workplaces are getting shut down. They shut down UW. So it's kind of crazy right now. So hopefully that kind of blows all out of here someday. But so far there hasn't been a known case where I live, but about 100 miles away or about 80 miles away there have been a couple cases and actually a couple of deaths. So knock on wood, it'll just pass us by. Definitely sorry for people that are, have lots of loved ones die. It got into into a nursing home and kind of wiped the nursing home out. Man, my prayers and love to those family members. That's horrible stuff. So hopefully better news will come. I know lots of reptile shows and different things are starting to cancel because of fear. So let's get on something more positive. Anyways, before we get started, would you guys crush that subscribe button? Also ring that notification bell. What that notification bell does for you keeps you in the loop of all my upcoming videos. It'll give you a notification and you can watch them. Also, if you would hit that like button, it really helps me out, helps me build my channel. Anyways, guys, so I had to shoot this today because I've been getting this question all the time, and it is a legit question. I've probably got this question in the last week about 15 times in my messenger, and it is a legit question. So if I started my animal on ASF rats, is it going to get stuck on ASF rats? And I can understand where people are worried about that because they want to sell their animals. Just like me, my goal is to breed the animals I have, and when I get better versions of them, I'm going to actually sell them to someone else who's actually starting out. People do that all the time. They upgrade their snakes. So like say I have female het ghost het pied, and I breed her with a male het pied and het ghost male, and I breed them together and I get lucky and I hit everything, and now I have a visual pied and a visual ghost. So I'm going to keep that one and hold it back, and eventually after I keep enough of these back, I'm going to sell off these other ones. So this one that just is het female, eventually she will be no use to me because I have better versions of that, so I'm actually going to sell them off. And that's what a lot of people do, is they upgrade their snakes and they sell those snakes off to people that are starting out. You can actually get good adult females as long as you know what they're doing and you trust the people. I bought quite a few and they were really well for me because people do upgrade. So as long as you're buying some that people are upgrading, they're credible. I've done it before and I've had good success with that. You can buy females that are adult that someone's actually trading up. So I had this het girl. Well, she's no longer useful to me because I have a better version. Chris Hardwick, if you ever watch his channel, he has a snake, his little bamboo that he has around his neck all the time. Anyways, he used to breed him all the time. That's how he got started. But now he's saying lots of videos he don't use him anymore because he's upgraded him. He has a better version of breeding, so he don't use him anymore. But he's still his pet and his ambassador for his show. So that's my goal, is to. I think most people that breed, their goal is to keep the better ones and eventually phase out the others. So now, if I have a snake that's addicted to ASFs, which, I'll tell you right now, I've never had one happen yet. There's a lot of times I feed them ASF rats and say I don't have enough because I don't, I'm still in the transition period. I'm only mostly feeding off males right now. So sometimes I have to go back and forth, and I've never had no problem with anybody going back and forth. Now I have two that in the past they were only mice eaters. I got them trained into eating ASFs, so they will not eat rats anyways, but everybody else all goes back and forth. But I'll tell you right now, they do seem to less likely to turn down the ASF rats. So Now, if me personally, I am not going to feed any of my hatchlings that I'm going to get rid of ASF rats. Gavin did this video about 2 years ago, and he did a really good job explaining all this stuff, but I've had so many people ask me, so I figured I should do my own video of it. So here's the thing. If I'm going to sell this hatchling, I'm not going to give it African sufferers. And the reason so is because I don't want someone to buy that snake and not have African sufferers and actually be stuck on it. That would be unfair for me and a bad breeder to give it something that someone else might not be able to have the opportunity to give them. So on my hatchlings that I'm selling, I'm going to only feed normals. Now, all the snakes that I'm keeping and all the ones I'm breeding, I'm going to go African sufferers. But say, like I said before, if I have this female that I'm going to upgrade. So I've had her for like 3 or 4 years, and she is obsolete to me. And what I mean by obsolete is she's still a wonderful snake, but she's so far back on all the morphs that I've actually acquired on this snake. This one right here being no longer useful to me. I have a better version and better versions, and I don't want to use her anymore. So I'm going to plan on selling this to somebody, that might want this. So I'm going to put them on Morph Market and say this female, it's been a great female for me, but it's obsolete for my breeding programs. So before I do that though, I'm going to take her off ASF rats and try to get her back onto to normals and make sure she feeds maybe for a month or two before I do that, and make sure that she's eating fine. That's one thing. And also, if she doesn't ever go back to normals, she only eats ASF rats. So that'd be something that if you're buying this from me, I'm going to be honest with you and say that you're going to have to get ASF rats for her for the rest of her life. The likelihood of that happening, I've never seen it yet. And I know Gavin, who's been breeding a lot longer than me, says he's never seen it yet, but he always does this too. So definitely, I guess it can happen. I know it has happened before, but if you feed the same situation though, I have 2 mice eaters because I don't personally feed my snakes mice when they come out. I don't feed hatchlings. I don't feed them mice. And the reason is I've seen more stuck on mice than I have on anything else. I don't know what it is about the mice, but they get stuck on there. And I've had actually 3 stuck on mice. One I was able to get over the rats, took a long time. The other 2 to this day, I got them eating ASF rats, but they will not eat a normal rat. So, but they can get stuck on certain things. And like I said, I've never seen it personally, but I understand the concern, and I can understand why, you definitely want to make sure, that you're doing this. So me personally, hatchlings I'm selling will never touch an ASF rat. They will only eat normal. That being said, all the ones I'm keeping back are definitely going on ASF rats. And if you want to check out my other video I did before, I just did the last, I think it was a Monday's video or Tuesday's video, is that how much difference I've seen them eating ASF rats. What it comes down to, as breeders, we need to be responsible, and especially, if I'm going to sell these snakes, I'm not going to leave someone hanging and put them in a situation where this snake's not going to eat. I did buy one female, and she's not eating. She's a horrible eater. I bought it from somebody, and they didn't tell me this. I got had on this, and I have to get to the point where I have to force feed her. It's kind of sad, and the person didn't tell me this, didn't disclose this to me. So I can tell you right now, whatever I do, I'm going to disclose to you. I'm a pretty honest person. I'm not going to lie to you. Just what it is. And as breeders, if you lie to people, it's really going to bite you quick. So you definitely got to put all your cards on the table and tell them the truth. But I would be honest with people and say, hey, I fed this one ASF rats, but now she's eating normals perfectly. So I would definitely just disclose that. That's only going to happen with my larger females or males that I'm exchanging or upgrading. And even on Morph Market and different things, it's actually considered almost like they look down on snakes that's been fed ASF rats. So definitely, if you are in the same situation as me and you're selling snakes, I would recommend not giving those snakes, the ones that the hatchlings you're selling, I would not giving them ASF rats, because in some places it's really hard to get them, even frozen, and I guess even some states it's illegal. So if you're going to do ASF rats, which, you know, I totally think they're better for your snakes. So this last week, I am not a nutritionist, I am not a veterinarian, but I know from my own experience and my friends' experience and other people I know that keep them, there's a big difference. And I mean, I said this last week, there is a snake, there's two snakes that were almost the same grams. I took one on normals and took the other one on ASF, and I saw a big difference. And the other one, in like about 3 months, had 100 more grams than the other one. And that could be a coincidence, but what I've seen is they take them faster, they take them harder. I mean, they don't even make it in there for 10 seconds. They grab them instantly, and I have less meals turned down with the the African sufferers. I know for a fact that's not in my head, because I've had people, actually I put them down there, I put normals in there, and they kind of like looked at them, put an ASF in there, and they tore it up. Not saying that they won't eat the other ones, but they eat almost every week. I have ones that only eat every other week with the normals, but they'll eat every week with the ASF rats. So I hope that answers your question. We'll go downstairs and check out my ASF rats real quick. All right, welcome to my rat room. I'll show you guys here in a minute. I'm gonna do something that I normally don't do. I don't do live feedings. You might notice I've never done a live feeding on my show. And it's not because I have a problem with live feeding. It's just that I think it vilifies reptiles even more. And that's why I don't do it. I've actually had a video of them eating them, but never actually killing them. And I'm not looking down at anybody that does. It's just that my goal as a reptile breeder is not to vilify these animals. It's to make them better and more pleasing. And we all know that they have to eat, they have to live, and that's part of nature. But we live in a society where people want to forego nature and just kind of believe it don't happen. You know, people like, there's actually someone, I don't know if they're serious or not, but I heard them on like a video saying that, you know, hunting is murder. Go get your meat in the store. And I don't know if it's a joke or not, but if they're serious. People are so far away from what, you know, their food came from. Because I came and lived on a farm, and I know where my food came from. We slaughtered our own animals. That's what it is. And I actually think personally that personal farmers take better care of their animals than like big slaughterhouses and things like that, because you show love to the animal, and when it's time to, you know, to put it down, you don't abuse it or nothing like that. I think they're treated way better. And honestly, if I was a deer in the wild, I'd rather be a deer shot in the wild than living in a corral and putting down in the slaughterhouse. That's just my opinion. But anyways, back to the rats. All right, let's pull some of these guys out here. This is my favorite breeding collie right here. I show them a lot just because they are super sweet and not mean. And most of them, I've actually bred out lots of the mean ones. I've actually heard from people that you breed them out, and I've bred them out pretty good. I do have a couple of mean ones. I don't breed them anymore. I just kept one of them. His name is Satan. I keep him just because I think he's funny. But I will show you one eating one, but I'm not going to show you it dying. Let's go do that real quick here. And as you can see, Thatcher over here, which is not a very good eater. Well, he only takes mice. He's eating an ASF right now. So it works out really good. And I didn't want to show anything him dying, but there he is. He's eating like a champ now with ASFs. Anyways, guys, I hope that helps. I did this video because I had so many questions this week because of my last video. I actually had two other videos in queue I actually filmed a couple of them already that I was working on, but I decided to jump this one ahead because of all the questions. Please check out some other videos right here. Also, if you wouldn't mind, crush that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Love you. Later. Peace.